Hi everybody, hopefully all of you are doing well. Today I'm going to be collaborating with HelloFresh.com to bring you 3 recipes that were sent to me to give a test run. HelloFresh.com is a meal delivery service that can deliver balanced meals right to your front door for the entire family. Let me show you what I did. When I received my box, all of the information about HelloFresh was inside, along with the recipe book for the particular recipes that were being made for the week. All of the fresh ingredients along with the seasonings and anything else you may need for the particular recipe is packed separately in the box with the label on them. This one was for the pan-seared pork dinner. The next box contained the ingredients for a tomato garlic ragu, and that's going to be made with beef. And then the last one was a chopped chicken salad kit. As you can see, the packaging is deliberately packed in a manner to keep the entire shipment cold during shipping. Here, I'm removing the ice packs, which are biodegradable, that are right in the center between the produce and the meat. And there is my chicken breast for the chopped chicken salad, my beef for the tomato and garlic ragu, and then I also have the pork loin chops. When you visit the website at HelloFresh.com, it's very user-friendly. You can find out how it works. You just select the type of box that you would like, whether it's a veggie box, a classic box, or a family box. From there, you can go ahead and customize your very own box to denote how many people you plan on serving and how many meals for that particular week that you want to order. Once you've placed all of your items in your shopping cart, be sure to use the promo code CookingWithCarolyn to receive $35 off of your first week of deliveries. So the first thing I looked at was the recipe book. I opened it up just so I could see the recipes itself for each of the 3 meals that I had. So the first one was the chopped chicken salad. It has all the nutrition facts, the step-by-step instructions, and it even had a small little ruler up at the upper right-hand corner of the recipe book. That way you'll know how large or small to chop your ingredients. First things first, as usual, you need to wash all of your produce before you actually use it. So I washed all of my lettuce, my tomato, my pepper, and then the recipe said to do all of my chopping first, which is a good idea. That way you're already set up. So I'm just going to roast the peppers and the onions on a high temperature in the oven, and then we move on to our chicken. I seasoned the chicken with the seasoning that was provided in the kit, which was some Southwest seasoning and some oregano, and you can salt and pepper to taste. I seared it on both sides, and I also made a lime and avocado dressing for the salad, and it had a little bit of sour cream and some lime juice, and I just mixed that up. Now, some of the advantages to using this delivery service are really good, like the prep time on the recipes isn't that long. The cost per person is really reasonable, and the recipes are easy enough to handle where if you're a new cook or an experienced cook, everybody can handle them. And there's our chopped chicken salad with an avocado lime dressing. The next day, I made the beef, tomato, and garlic ragu. The produce box consisted of a whole onion, a whole zucchini, some fresh thyme. I also had some fresh garlic, along with some Parmesan cheese. I had the dried spaghetti. We had some chilies that would, of course, make it spicy, and that was optional to use, some soy sauce, and some crushed tomatoes. Now, this recipe was going to be made for 4, so I had double the ingredients. I washed and prepped all of my ingredients, and then I browned the ground beef. All of these meals really came in handy this week because we've had a busy week in my family with proms and graduations. So I was able to share a lot of this food with my family for the simple fact that I was able to make these meals in no time flat. And I didn't have to do a whole lot of thinking, and I know that sounds funny, but I already had the produce and a recipe. All I had to do was follow the directions and go. One of the things that I did, especially with this recipe, when I added that soy sauce to the ragu, I made sure that it was adjusted to my taste. So I didn't use some salt at another point when I was making the sauce because I didn't want to over salt it. So you still have that sort of control over your meal. And that's it for our beef, tomato, and garlic ragu. On the third day, I made the pan-seared pork and gravy along with some broccolini and mashed potatoes. The broccolini was roasted in the oven on a high temperature. I got my potatoes together and boiled them so I can make the mashed potatoes. And then I sliced up my onions and I got my rosemary together by removing the leaves from the stems and gave it a nice fine dice. Now that everything was prepared, I took my pork loin chops and seasoned them on both sides. And then I seared them in a skillet over medium-high heat. And then I allowed them to finish in the oven for about 5 to 6 minutes. The directions were so easy. My mashed potatoes were done, and I used some rosemary, the milk that was in the kit, and also a little bit of butter. And I just poured that in and got those mashed potatoes together. While the chops were in the oven, I got going on my gravy, so I went on and sauteed up the onions and the rosemary in 2 tablespoons of butter. I added my own garlic. No, it wasn't in the kit, but I love garlic in my gravy. So I just tossed that around for about 30 seconds. I added the flour that was in my kit. And finally, I added the chicken stock that was made via a chicken concentrate that was provided in my packet. All I had to do was mix it up with some water. One thing that I noticed about these recipes that there are about 4 or 5 ingredients that are presumed to already be in your home, and that is salt, pepper, water, oil, and or butter. Okay, everything else though is provided for you in the kits. My brothers were at my house in less than 10 minutes once I told them I was making this. I want to thank HelloFresh for collaborating and sponsoring this video. The link to HelloFresh and the promo code along with the recipes made today are in the description box below. As always, I want to thank you guys for coming and hanging out and cooking with me. You know I appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video.